Hello, everybody. Hello. Good evening to you all. Hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. If you're anywhere near where I am, you're having a very cold and snowy evening. That's for sure. We got a tremendous amount of snow today. And speaking of, fingers crossed that I'm going to be able to get through this live without too much interruption. I don't know if, I know phone calls will interrupt my live because I'm using my telephone to record it. I don't know if text messages will, but I know I'm going to be getting a ton more text messages as the evening goes on regarding work. It's actually why we're getting a little bit of a later start than originally planned tonight because my phone has been blowing up. But that's okay. Part of the deal. So, yeah. We're going to make a cool little coffee sign because today was definitely the day for some coffee. I've been drinking a whole lot of coffee today. Finally switched over to a little bit of water. Or I may never go to sleep. So, okay. Yep. There it was. There's another text message. I can see it in the top. I hope I'm still alive. All right, let's get to this. That way I can finish what I need to do. But anyway, I really wanted to make this sign for you guys tonight. So we are using a transfer called A Day Without Coffee. It's super cool. It's one of our B-size transfers, and it has a few different pieces to it. So it actually has the one that says A Day Without Coffee is Like, and then to go underneath that, we have Just Kidding. I have no idea. Hopefully you guys can read that, right? Perfect. And then there's another little coffee mug that says, first I drink coffee and then I do things. And this all comes in the one transfer. And then there's these two little like coffee mugs, right? The full mug and then the top view, right? All this comes in the one transfer. So all kinds of mix and match options that you get there. For tonight's project, I'm going to use this Day Without Coffee, the Just Kidding, I have no idea, and then the little mini mug. All right, let's get to it. As you guys jump on, be sure to say hello. That way I can say hello back. I'd appreciate it if you're watching live. Otherwise, if you're catching the replay, just say replay. That way I know you were here. And let's get to it. All right, so I'm using, this is a found surface. It is a chalkboard type surface that has a string already attached to it. My design's going to be low enough where I'm not going to have to take that off. So we're going to do it. And these boards I've actually used quite a bit. I really do. I do like them as far as a found surface goes. So I do not need to wax it. I just need to make sure that my transfers are not super sticky. So as you guys know, our transfers are adhesive, reusable. So they are a little sticky. This transfer I have had for a while, though this was in our last catalog, but I'm ever so grateful that they carried it over into this one. So it is actually a current design. It came out with a couple coffee, or at least one other one that I can think of offhand. Apparently the coffee transfers are very popular, so. This one I have used and made quite a few projects with because I love it. So it's not incredibly sticky, so I'm not really going to need to fuzz it. Just need to make sure I press it down. All right, that's where I want it. Make sure I press it down and get out all my air bubbles. That way I don't get any paste bleeds. All right, so let's do that. Yeah, also while you guys are on here, let me know how you drink your coffee. I personally like my coffee just straight out of the coffee machine, black hot coffee. I do. Occasionally in the summertime, I will do some iced coffee, but not too much. I prefer it that way. However, being that this board is black, I'm not going to be able to use the black paste on it. So I think I'm going to go with more of like a mocha kind of style color just for this background. This is our shimmer copper. And then I think I'm also going to use, I believe this is called camel, another kind of like lighter, almost like a cappuccino style color of coffee. So we'll get all the coffee colors covered in this project. All right, just making sure that it's straight. I'm gonna take my squeegee and press out and make sure that I don't have any air bubbles in there, and we're gonna get to making it. Like I said, this one might be a little quick, but it'll just show you how easy it is to make fun stuff. All right, throat's getting a little dry. Might have had too much coffee today, so we need that water. All right, so our shimmers are always gorgeous, beautiful consistency. So I'm just gonna dip right into it and then cover this up. All right, so you just take your paste, start at the top and go down. These transfers are silk screens, right? So you wanna make sure that you cover all of that silk screen area with your paste. That way your design looks nice and crisp when you pull up your transfer. So you just cover, cover, cover. And then after you have the entire surface covered, just kind of go back over lightly and make sure you pull up any excess, and then you're just gonna scrape that right back into your container because you'll be able to use that next time. Or actually here in a little bit, because I'm gonna use that same color for the bottom portion. All right, and then we're just gonna peel up from the middle and go slow just to make sure that all of our letters did push through the silk screen. If for any reason you missed a little piece, now would be the time to just lay it right back down and go over it. That way you don't have to worry with lining it back up, but they turned out perfect, right? Sorry, that glare's a little loud there. I'm gonna go drop this in some water and we will get to finishing our project. All right, like I said, this is an older transfer for me. So it is one that I can let set in the water for a little bit before I get the chance to clean it off. All right, cool. So we've got that part down. I'm gonna go just briefly and dry this little bottom part because I don't want it to peel up. Normally, under most normal circumstances, if you weren't doing a live video for people, you just walk away or find something else to do and let it dry naturally. But you do want to make sure if you're doing any type of lettering that you let it dry, because this adhesive will potentially pull up any wet paste. All right, so let's add our Just Kidding, I have no idea. I think what I'm going to do is utilize the back of my backer sheet. That'll give me a little bit of extra protection with that part that I did. And then we will get it where I want it. Not quite straight. All right, and then press that down. Exact same process. Make sure you press out all of the air. We're gonna take the exact same color and cover this one. All right, and this time I'm gonna go side to side. It's just easier to get it all in one nice swoop there. Again, pull off our excess. Make sure we don't have any harsh lines in our letters. Because when that paste dries, if you have like clumpy little harsh lines in there, it will dry that way and you'll be able to see them. Awesome. All right, so far so good. I'm gonna go throw this guy in the water as well. So definitely snowy, cold, pretty wild day here. That's for sure, but it was fun. It was fun. My office actually closed, so we were able to enjoy it a little bit. But anyway, this is what we have so far. We have our day without coffee, and then hopefully you guys can read the bottom of it where it says, Just Kidding, I have no idea. All right, let's set that over to the side here. And let's make, I'm gonna use one of our chockable chips to put up in the corner, but I think just for the sake of it, while I'm down here, and so far my phone hasn't been going completely crazy, let's do something kind of fun too, and check it out and see which one we like better. All right, so these are just little, little wood cutouts. Just little circular wood cutouts that'll fit on here as well. I might end up liking that a little bit more. It's a little bit bigger than our chocolate chip. We shall see. Let's paint it and see what happens. All right, so our pastes are super cool with the transfers, our silk screens, but you can also use them as paint, which is pretty fun. Let me find something I can paint on. Let's paint on this so I don't get paint all over my table. But you can just take, ooh, and then we can do this in black. All right, yeah, let's try it and see what happens. Okay, so let's take this light brown that I'm going to use on that chip, on that white chip, and just put a little bit of it in one of these dishes. We're gonna water it down a little bit with some distilled water and turn it into a paint. And then we'll cover this little wood chip with it. For sure. All right, well, make sure you stir up the right thing. All right, yep, so take your paste, stir, stir, stir until it gets all smooth. We're gonna turn it into a paint. But yeah, so did you guys do anything fun for your snow day? Lily and I played around in the snow a little bit, spent a good portion of the time actually looking for one of our cats. Our cats just, I mean, they're animals, whatever. I guess they love the weather and like to play around in it too, but it really freaked my daughter out that one of our cats was quote unquote lost outside. It was not lost. It was frolicking in the snow, truth be told. But she was worried. She was definitely worried. So we wandered around the backyard looking for our cat, Miss Olive, our older cat. And that's what I was trying to explain to her. Like, we've had Olive for a few years. This is not Miss Olive's first snow. If it was one of our little cats that got like potentially lost in the snow, because they're little and we had pretty deep snow, then I might have been a little bit more concerned about it. But the big cat, not concerned. She knows what she's doing. She can handle it. Okay, she can handle it. All right, so we're just painting real quick. Make sure we get all of this covered, and that'll give it, and then we'll have a little bit of time for it to dry. Just adding a little bit of color to it, for sure, just to mix it up. And then I'll have options. What I could do is even maybe like put magnets on these. That way I could change them up, but probably not tonight. But that's an option. All right, so let's switch out and set you over here and grab our little chip. All right. You know, what's up, Miss Erica? Yeah, she was really freaked out. She really was concerned that the little cats were gonna, I don't know what she thought they were gonna do, get lost in the snow or something. But I just recently checked and they are all still nice and warm in their heated little cat houses, and all is well. They are outdoor, mostly like garage style cats, but our garage actually stays pretty warm. And then we also have these heated little cat houses. So I went and checked, and their heated little cat houses stay approximately like 50 degrees. So they're not freezing. If they were super cold, obviously I wouldn't leave them outside. But all cats have been accounted for. All cats have been accounted for. All right, let's grab a little mug. Cute little coffee mug. And let's put it on this little chip. These chips are super cool too. I love them. They are also a chalkboard style surface, so they are reusable. You could seal them if you wanted them to stay forever, or you just wouldn't wash them. I'm trying to make sure that it looks somewhat like it's good. That's not even close to in the middle of April. Okay. You could seal them if you wanted to use them like as a coaster, or if you were worried that you eventually were going to get them wet or something like that. But as long as you don't wash them, the paste will stay on there forever. If you're doing more of like a seasonal type design, whenever you're done with it, I'm having a hard time getting this lined up the way that I like it. If you're doing more of a seasonal design, whenever you're over it, you just take a Clorox wipe or a wet paper towel and you can clean it up. All right, I think that's good. Good enough anyway. Like I said, if we don't like it when we're done, we'll clean it up and we'll try it again. All right, so squeegee, air bubbles. Yeah, so they called school off. Obviously, we got a ton of snow, like a ton of snow today for here. So Lily's all jazzed. She doesn't have to go to school tomorrow. I unfortunately am still gonna have to go to work, but we're doing like a delayed start. So I don't have to go in super early, and it gives me the opportunity to take my time to get there. So all is good there. All right, using the black paste for this one. Because like I said, I prefer my coffee in this form, but there's all kinds of different coffees out there now. Coffee has definitely come a long way since I first started drinking it, but I am a daily coffee drinker. Absolutely. I really don't know. This transfer, I swear, could have actually been like written for me. I don't know what it's like to have a day without coffee. I truly don't. All right, let me go put this in my water as well. And then I can wash it whenever we're done here. All right, cool. And the reason for that is I don't want my paste to dry in that silk screen. It'll make it a whole lot more difficult down the road to get it cleaned off. And then if for some reason you can't, whenever you go to reuse it, you'll have like little spots in your design, and that would be terribly sad. All right, but here's our little coffee mug. All good. Let's hit this just with a little bit of heat. That way it's dry. When I'm ready to use it, this should be relatively close to dry. The paste dries incredibly fast. It really does. But I want to make sure that it's good and dry before I get to doing anything crazy on it. Do I want to? I think I'm going to, just to be careful. I'm just going to take a very fine sandpaper and go over it. Since it is raw wood, paint will pull up the fibers of the raw wood, and you don't want those getting stuck to the back of your transfer. You sure don't. All right, so good and smooth. And then, yeah, I think we're gonna be able to use the black paste for this one too. So let's put this other adorable little top mug on this one. And then, like I said, we can change it out depending on what we like. Not super sticky. I love this design and this transfer, so I have used it quite a bit. But, all right, relatively in the middle. Nice, you just stick it right on there like that. All that open area that you can see through is where our paste is gonna go. So that's the portion when I'm talking about the silk screen. That's the actual silk screen. That's the part that you wanna make sure does not have any sort of air bubbles in it when you put your paste on. Or you could have some bleeding action, which isn't the end of the world. The chips are just reusable, so you would just clean them off. This is a relatively inexpensive surface, so all would not be lost, but you could just paint over it and start over. But let's try to do it quickly. Cover all the silk screen and pick it up. All right, that looks pretty good. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of rooting for like another snow day from work, or even just a work from home, but no dice there. I have to go into my office, which is okay. I had a long weekend anyway, so all is good. I had a whole bunch of work like in office. You know, there's a lot of things that I can do when I work from home, but there are some things that I just physically have to be in my office in order to do. And I've got to get there and start doing some of those things, so. But here's our second one. This would actually be an absolutely adorable magnet for real. I think that's super cute. But anyway, it's not going to be, it's not. Or maybe it ultimately will be. I don't know. I'm gonna look here and see which one I want to stick onto my board. Now that I've made this one, I think so. Okay, so ideally, this was kind of my first game plan, is that I was going to attach this, but that white is just really loud to me. It doesn't match. So I might use that for something else. I'm gonna go in with this coffee mug right there and finish this out. All right, so ideally, my hot glue is hot, and I can, perfect. All right, so we're just gonna take some hot glue, go around the back of this wood, and stick it on here, like such. press down. Give it just a second to kind of grab onto that surface. Meanwhile, clean up a little bit of the string action. I love hot glue, but I'm telling you, it's a mess. I do love it though, for sure. All right, perfect. And here's our coffee sign. Complete and wonderful. Absolutely. We could have potentially scooted the just kidding, I have no idea over a little bit, but I like where it's at. It might have been cute underneath there. And then we could have actually put the other one. Ooh. You know what? You know what? I think that is what we're gonna do. All right, so game-changing plan right here. Let's do something else here. I like it, but I think this is gonna be cuter. Okay, so while we have this paint that we made using our paste, let's go ahead and paint this other, I don't exactly remember where I got these little circles, but if I had to guess, I would say one of like the big craft stores. Who knows? I buy craft supplies pretty much everywhere I go. It's wild what you can find. I mean, even in your like traditional craft stores, I find stuff at like, even like Rural King, which is kind of like a farm supply type store that we have locally. Home Depot, just anywhere. I find stuff that I can make cool everywhere I go. So it's kind of hard to say, but if I had to guess, that's what I would say. I'm sure you could find it anywhere. You could probably even find something like this even at like a Walmart or a Target or a shop kind of like that. All right, so we painted quick, easy. We might as well do it while we're here. Painted that one up. We'll scoot it over here so it has a second to dry. I'm gonna leave this one right here. Take a little piece of Clorox wipe because I want to wipe this off. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna wipe off this where it says just kidding, I have no idea. And we're gonna move it. Well, hopefully I'm not shaking my camera too much. My whole table just started moving. But see, that's how easy it is to correct any sort of a mistake or I want to try something different. You just take a wet wipe of sorts. You could even probably use like a baby wipe if you had those on hand. I fortunately don't have any need for that, thank God. And then let me go grab my transfer out of the water. Rinse, rinse, rinse real quick. Clean it up. We'll dry it off and we'll reuse it. Okay, so got that back out of the water. It's wet, so I'm gonna stick it in the inside of this. What's super cool about these fuzzing cloths, obviously the fuzz is an important part of the process, but the other side, the dark side, the side you guys see me use all the time, is the fuzz portion of it, but the inside of it is what you actually use to dry, if you're doing a quick dry like this, to dry them. So it's dual purpose, and it's pretty. All right, it's dry, it's sticky, it's ready to go. I need my surface to be dry though. And just like that, surface is dry. Okay, let's scoot this over and do it underneath here. All right, cool. Again, I'm gonna use this backer sheet just to give myself a little bit of protection. Plus, it'll make it a whole lot easier when I go to peel it up, so I'm not like trying to scrape where those other letters are. And I think I want it right about there. Okay, so let's press this out. Grab our paste in our shimmer copper and cover this up again. Do that again, just like so. All right, pick up our excess so we're not being wasteful with it, and peel. Awesome. And it's just like that's what we intended to do the first time. No one will ever know, besides you guys, that we moved it. All right, cool. So there's that. Much better. I think it's much better like this. All right, let's hope. Let's get this out of the way. We can close this one up because I know I'm done with this one for tonight. And let's hope that this is ish dry. Let's take our trusty heat gun, make sure it's super dry. Super dry. And yep, nice and dry. And our sandpaper. I'm not supposed to sand in the basement because I make a mess, so don't tell. But we're not doing a lot of sanding, just a little bit of sanding. No one will ever know. All right, cool. Just to make sure we have like a smooth surface, we don't want any burrs. Those little wooden fibers that the paint pulls up can end up adhering to the back of your transfer, and that would be a no good. Because then you'd have to try to pick them off or wash them off. And they also make for like an uneven surface, so your transfer may not sit very well on your board if you're doing that. Okay, so then, oh, I gotta get the mug. I used it. Oops. I gotta get the mug. Let's clean that up and dry that real quick. I just used it. You'd think I could have remembered where I put it. That's okay. Same deal with that then. Let's stick it under here so it'll dry. Dry off my hands a little bit so I don't get water all over my board. Yeah, so back to work tomorrow, but that's okay. Like I said, I have plenty things I need to be doing, so. And it's a delayed start. I don't know if I told you guys that. So I am working, but not my regular hours. We're actually not opening my office until 11. So that'll give everybody a little bit of extra time to get there, including me, and make sure that we're all safe in our travels, which is the key. If you're gonna be driving around in this kind of weather, just make sure you give yourself ample time to get from point A to point B, and go slow. I briefly ventured out this morning, but after that I have been home. My husband worked all day today though, and he said that the roads were pretty awful. He sent me a couple pictures of his commute, which was no good. He doesn't work terribly far from home, so it's not like he was driving like really far, but even 5-10 miles is no fun when you're dealing with these kind of weather conditions and the roads. His is mostly, as is mine, highway driving though, so, or what I call like rural highway driving. You know, it's not like we're on any major interstates, but major roads. So once you get out of our subdivision, you're usually pretty good to go. And he has a big old truck, so he was good. And my, I have a little crossover SUV type little vehicle that does incredibly well. Ooh, that's super cute. Incredibly well in the snow. So no worries. Just go slow and be careful. The key is to making sure, not to preach at you, but the key is to making sure that you have ample gas in your tank in case something crazy does happen. That way you're not like, you know, freezing to death. Okay. Ooh, I like it. All right, let's add this one. All right, so this is our second little mug. And let's add a little bit of hot glue to him. And we'll stick that one right about there. All right, press down and hold. That way it's got plenty time to sure up and cure a little bit, hot glue. In the meantime, let's close up some of our pastes. That way they don't dry out. Pastes love water. They are, it's a water soluble product, so they will dry out a little bit if you leave them open for an extended period of time. Not like any type of time like that, but for like a really long time, you can, got paste all over the side of my jar. Let me clean that up right quick, and then I will show you our completed project, and we, my friends, will be done for the night. And I am going to go back upstairs and probably put on some fuzzy socks and snuggle up underneath a blanket. It's my plan. It is, it is. All right, so here we are, folks. Here is our day without coffee. Is like, just kidding, I have no idea. And then our two cute little coffee mugs. This would be adorable in a coffee bar. You know, people who have those like nice little coffee bars in their home, or just absolutely gorgeous in a kitchen next to your coffee maker. I use one of those Keurig little things, so it would be super cool just kind of hanging out next to that. Or anywhere for that matter. It would be awesome in my office too, because I drink coffee all morning long at my office. Maybe I'll take it with me and hang it out there tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys, that's that for tonight. I hope you guys have had an absolute fabulous time watching. I had a lot of fun making this project tonight and chatting a little bit with you guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Try to stay warm. If you're fortunate enough to be able to stay home tomorrow, do so. If you have to get out and about, just be careful. Just be careful and go slow. And like I said, most importantly, make sure you have ample gas, because nobody wants to be cold. And it is cold. Very, very cold. All right, y'all. Enjoy. Thank you ever so much for watching. I love each and every one of you. And I will be back tomorrow. All right. Good night, guys. Bye.